Welcome back to Good Morning Transfer. Some breaking news. Yes, please. Agreed a deal in principle with the Vasco da Gama winger Ryan after intense talks over the last 24 hours. The total package is worth, we're hearing, £30.5 million. Ryan's desire to join Bournemouth and play in the Premier League have been key to getting the deal done as the club negotiated this complex ownership structure as well. Ryan expected Dan Gosling to be in the UK later in the week to formally start his medical before potentially featuring at the Vitality very soon. Big shoes to fill.
Now, another story regarding Arsenal. According to a couple of the papers, Arsenal are exploring a possible summer move for the Atletico Madrid striker Julián Álvarez for a potential fee of around £87 million. Now, it's just a couple of rumours in a couple of papers, but this would be massive if it happened. Andy, do you honestly think it could happen?
I have a feeling Atletico might cash out. They're at least going to consider it, I think, because there's been a little bit of an uneasy relationship between Alvarez's entourage and the club for a while. There are people around him who think that he shouldn't have signed for Atletico because maybe they're not quite an elite club. They're maybe an A- club with pretensions to being an elite club, despite the stadiums, despite the Champions League finals, despite a couple of La Liga titles interspersed with what Real Madrid and Barcelona are doing. But of course, they're not quite on the same level as Real Madrid and Barcelona. I tell you what, he's played so much football recently, which kind of, in the last couple of years recently, that's what prompted City to sell him in the first place. And now, I think they're looking at him. They were looking at building that team around him once Griezmann's gone. Now, Griezmann's still there, but will probably go in the summer. But they're looking at it and they're thinking, you know what, we're not getting that consistency out of him. And maybe that's just a knock-on, like Lautaro Martinez, from playing so much football. But maybe they're thinking, just like City thought, maybe we make it someone else's problem. Because if his entourage aren't completely bought in, and, you know, they're not getting a tune out of him on a consistent basis, they have to at least think about it.
100 games in Brazil. Predominantly, he's going to probably be more of a number 9 in the future, but definitely can play off either side, which is going to help Bournemouth a lot, obviously, with the loss of Semenyo. His versatility would be key. He's got legs, he'd be young, and he's got a hammer of a left foot. So let's see, he can score goals. He should be a good addition to that Bournemouth squad.
Well, he's very close. Obviously, he's been out for a long time, almost a year, for different reasons. And now we have to be very smart in the manner that we manage that load, the minutes. And I'm sure in the next few weeks he's going to play minutes. I cannot tell you in which competition because that will depend as well on the game context. And it's a context that is positive to throw him in or not with his qualities. And yeah, it's great that we have him. We can use him in different positions. We will see him in different positions. And we are really happy to have him.
Chelsea to Arsenal on loan is very, very close. Just in the last few seconds, I've been told that the players' representatives and his lawyers are also now involved in the talks. And that would suggest that a deal is really close. Of course, the background is Sterling was told 2 weeks ago, club, he wasn't interested in moving to Saudi Arabia. He wanted to stay in the Premier League, and Arsenal have come to try and get him. And he said, look, I would prefer a permanent move, but this is Arsenal. This is working with Mikel Arteta. This is going, with all due respect to Chelsea, to a club who are challenging for the title, who are in the Champions League. And remember, he didn't want to leave Chelsea. It's Chelsea who wanted him to leave. And my information now is that the deal is very close because his representatives and his lawyers are now negotiating his move away from Chelsea to Arsenal.
How does it feel to have gone from being 7 all the way through now to signing your first professional contract?
Yes, went so quick, but very crazy. Lots of ups and downs, you know, lots of teachings, but happy and blessed to be here.
What does it mean to be at Arsenal?
I always say it's like it's a privilege, because, you know, Arsenal's a very big club.